Yeah, the quality of your energy, right? It directly affects the quality of your results, right? So we see that with food, we see that with plants. So how well you take care of a plant determines how that plant grows, right? And then just why we rather eat uh what is it, free range chickens and stuff of that nature to where they're not caged because it's in reference to the energy that the animal was in, right? And so the reason that is because the energy, like I said, directly affects the outcome. So the quality of that energy that you're in is going to dictate the quality of the outcome. So if the energy that you're in is poor or has negative energy in it of any sorts, or it's a cocktail of depression, anxiety, fear, and mm, here's the best way. When somebody makes you a sandwich, can you tell if that sandwich was made with love or not? And then made with love, that's just simply the energy that that person was in when they made your sandwich. So if they were having a bad day, not in good energy, it's going to be sloppy. It's not going to be cooked well, or it's going to be overcooked. Like you're not going to see care put into that sandwich or that burger or whatever it is, right? So that is a simple illustration that explains what we're saying, that the energy that you're in directly affects the results that you get. So if you want to get consistent, high quality outcomes or results, then you need to have a consistent behavior or ritual that is geared towards the energy that you're in, right? So that's why you need to have a morning routine. That's why you need to meditate. That's why you need to consume water. That's why you need to eat a healthy diet, consume supplements, right? And being mindful about what you're putting into your body, right? And then who you're allowing around you, the energy that you're allowing into your house, all of that affects your energy. And you're right. You were saying earlier, man, it's a lot. Yes, it is a lot in the beginning. But once you start racking your head around it and you just start getting the reps of putting awareness and focus towards it, your mind is very complex and it has the ability to hold frame of all of these things, right? And to make them all important. But you have to systematically do it. You have to work through the failure and the disappointments every day and take stock of it. That's why we said in the earlier episode, reflection is the most important, right? Because that is what's helping determine where you're at and being able to hold frame of all of these things that you have to put stock into. But what I came to the result of, or came to the conclusion of, was why? Because one a big thing from when I was a kid was I put a lot of stock in consistency. Like it was something that was elusive, and I was like, why is it so difficult? And it was just it was never for me as a child and growing up. It was never the pursuit of happiness. It was the pursuit of consistency. And it was something I was extremely curious about, and I like went into a study on it of how does one become consistent. And what I learned is it's a whole bunch of things that go into whether you're able to be consistent or not. And one of the biggest things that went into it are these four things that we're talking about: our focus, our energy, our awareness, and our state. All of that dictates our consistency. So as long as we're putting focus and awareness on our energy and our mental state, then we are going to have a higher probability of being consistent more often, right? And life, from what I have learned, is all about doing things that are going to increase your odds. It's just risk management. It's putting hedges in place. It's learning the mathematical equation of life of what makes things move, right? And there's no guarantees. It's just doing things that are going to increase your odds. And that's all you can do, right? And then just learning that as a fact and being the way of how you view life is going to significantly help you in life. And then it's also going to remove the why did this happen to me? Or you know why it happened, or you know that you didn't stack enough bricks. You could have done more, or the quality of your energy wasn't good. That's why I failed. All right, no big deal. No big deal. I'm gonna do better next time. I forgot to drink my water. I forgot to drink my greens. I forgot to do the things that were going to increase my energy, right? That were going to put me in the best energy. And if I'm in the best energy that I can be in, then that means I had the highest probability of being in the best mental state that I can be in, which we would call probably the flow state, right? If that's what and we've all been in it at some point in juncture. It's where life is you're how you are perceiving reality in that moment is at a high frame per second, right? So like televisions, right? They have um a frame per second rate, right? Or the hertz, right? And the better the TV, like for playing video games, right? Because if it's refreshing, its refresh rate is at a higher frame per second rate, then you're seeing what's actually happening faster than everybody else. Well, your awareness can also do that. That's how, like in the movies where everything's like slowing down, it's not that time slowed down. It's actually that your perception of time sped up to where it slows it looks like everybody else is moving in slow motion because they are moving slow. You are moving fast. So it actually does the opposite, right? And that is the flow state. And so what helps get you in the flow state is your energy, right? And so you want to try to do everything in your power that you can every day to have the quality energy to where when you need to get in the flow state, you can. You know where that switch is. You have access to that switch and you can turn that switch on at will. Can you stay in the flow state at all times? No, you cannot. No, you cannot, right?
We wish
So,
we could, but
because you can't sustain it either.
yeah.
And the longer you can stay in it has to do with the quality of energy that you're in, right? And so,
Which is where the health, the water, the inputs, the things you're
correct,
to simplify it, the gas you're putting in the tank is going to you're going to have a result from that because the engine can only burn what's available,
correct.
which is tying back to the Red Bulls are the wrong thing.
The
Like
wrong gap.
like, it's a marketing, brilliant marketing. Red
Yep.
Bull gives you wings. Shout out to Red Bull. Love you very much. The sugar, honestly, a little trick, guys, it's the sugar, it's not the energy, at least for me. But I hope you will try to drink a bottle of water. If you could create this little switch to turn on, if you don't mind this segment, because I have a soft spot for those that are similar to me. When you want the Red Bull, just let's repeat this. You want sugar, you need to drink water. When you want a Red Bull, you really want sugar, you need to drink a water. And you may say, "Hey, there's a sugar-free one." Trust me, the Red Bull's not where the juice comes from. The juice is coming from you. It's you are creating it. We are creators based off the foods you eat, the people you're around, the state that you're taking off the shelf, right? You go into a grocery store and everyone is just like, get what you want. Like our society now is extremely acceptant. We are cool. We have come around the horn on, I think, accepting things, right? Choose the life you want to have, whoever you want to be with, however you want to be. Everyone's supposed to get along. We're all supposed to acknowledge each other. And who am I to tell you how you should think or you should view the world? But there's a lag or there's a deficiency in the state selection, the mental state selection, right? We can go into a library and pull the book off a shelf and read that book, and we don't get a lot of judgment. But at least in my adult life, and for me, not a lot of people were telling me that not a lot of people were saying anything about the state I was choosing. Not the state that my circumstances put me in, but the state that I was selecting, I was choosing, and I really needed a door opened on that was even a thing. Because no teacher, nobody was telling me that, "Hey, Derek, if you wanna improve your circumstances, you know, take inventory of the state that you're in." Like, be able to say that I'm in a disappointed state right now. Well, if you can't even say that, if you don't know, if you're blind and you don't even know that it's an option to choose a different book or to choose a different state off the shelf, yeah, you're gonna have a really hard time getting into good ones or getting into the ones that get you the results more consistently.